Problem. Y'all expect me to see
Sorry,
things
man.
the way y'all see things, and I ain't gonna never see things the way y'all see things. Cause I lived a different life. To you, that's your nana, that's your grandma. She ain't nothing like that to me. Y'all like to say Big Mama always made a way. She may not have had no money, but she found a way to make a way. She didn't find no way to make a way. She made her way over to that bedroom and picked up that money off that nightstand. She that moo she wears, she flip it up in the back and she lean her ass against that wall. That's what your grandma did. Now you go in there and ask her if grandma, if you how'd you make a way? Why you think my work uniforms was hanging up on that clothesline and I ain't never once live over there? That Cadillac pull up, she know what time it is. That's why y'all had y'all ass in the bed, or your mamas them had your ass in the bed. Now go ask your grandma about that. So everybody wanna exaggerate. Your grandma sat her ass in that juke joint, sipping on water, waiting on a player to buy her a drink. She ain't have no money for no drink. She want to hear her favorite song. She ain't got no money for the jukebox. That's what your grandma was in there doing, waiting on a nigga with a van with a fifth wheel on back and a little bitty ladder. That's what your grandma was doing. Sometimes we ain't even make it to the house. She be in the back of that van. I pull up to the damn juke joint. Somebody already been and got her.
Oh.
Van just a rocking and a rocking. I know your grandma was in there getting that rent money. I used to be so happy when the first of the month came up. People think I was happy because it was Black History Month. Now, I knew it was the shortest month of the year, and your grandma wasn't going to have that rent money, and I was going to have me a time. Now, go ask your nana about that. You can't expect me to see the world how you see the world because I lived a different life. You see her as special. I don't see her as special.
What's up, everybody? It is Dev, founder of the Iron Father, back with another roundtable discussion here with my man Derek, and we got Eddie Vance. And as always, we got a couple of topics we're going to throw out here on the show today because we're going to look at men and their struggles with child custody, that all important thing that scares the mess out of men, and that's that handoff when they go and they see their child's mother and it's some little tension going on in there, and how a lot of dads fail miserably with that and they get amped up emotionally. But we got a video breaking that down. And then we got another little wild card we're going to get into. I'm going to start with that one in a moment. But first, Derek, what's up, man? You going to say what's up to the crowd? And
Hey, how's it going? Everything's good? Everything's good.
And Eddie Vance.
Hey, back on the scene, looking forward to the change of weather. I'm here in Michigan, and I love the season changes.
Yeah, speak for yourself.
All I know it's 87 out here right now, feeling good. It's a good feeling 87. It's the perfect Arizona weather. So
87 is good. I'm trying to see, what is it over here, Eddie? What is it?
Right now we're at 53.
That's cold.
Man, that's cuddling weather.
That's cold as the game right there. That is cold as the game.
I love it. I can't wait to see the snow. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, we need to disconnect his mic.
I know, right? How this brother gonna get ousted from the? We just starting. Blasphemy. He gonna be talking the whole time. Man, get out here talking that snow. That's why I moved to the AZ. What you talking about? But
I'll send you a snowball.
No, that's all right, man. I don't want no snowball. You know, snow bunnies a time too, but I don't want. I'm just saying. Because speaking of snow bunnies, we ain't gonna talk about snow bunnies first. First, we're gonna talk about just some women in general. And let's check out this video because I'm gonna start out with, again, Iron Father. It's about men recalibrating, restoring, and thriving in their life after 50, especially during a divorce, after a divorce, even for you guys that are just trying to work on your marriage and be a better man. And one of the things I think men struggle with is that they can't really relate to women because they still got this attachment to their mama. And I'm going to do a longer show on this coming up really soon. But what I'm laying the groundwork here, and guys, this is where I want to take this. when we look at the work by Dr. Glover with No More Mr. Nice Guy, one of the first things Dr. Glover says is that a man, we talked about this on some past shows as well, that a man needs to kind of think about, how he relates to women. What does he want to do? And a lot of guys can't say what I want to do because they're always used to a woman telling them what to do. That woman usually starts out being their mama, especially those raised by a single mom, and then they go get married and a woman is telling them what to do. And what I found talking to a lot of guys, they still got this Madonna complex about their mother, and they take that into the dating world where women, again, that's sugar and spice and everything nice. They live happy wife, happy life. But let's check out this video from an OG that basically says, while you look at your mama like a Madonna, I know her in a whole different light. Let's check it out. Let me know if y'all can hear it.
Problem. Y'all expect me to see things the way y'all see.
Y'all good on the sound?
Yes.
Cool.
Yep, coming in
All right,
clear.
let me back it up for a sec. Here we go.
Problem. Y'all expect me to see things the way y'all see things, and I ain't gonna never see things the way y'all see things. Because I lived a different life. To you, that's your nana, that's your grandma. She ain't nothing like that to me. Y'all like to say, Big Mama always made a way. She may not have had no money, but she found a way to make a way. She didn't find no way to make a way. She made her way over to problem. Y'all expect me to see things the way y'all see things, and I ain't gonna never see things the way y'all see things. Because I lived a different life. To you, that's your nana, that's your grandma. She ain't nothing like that to me. Y'all like to say, Big Mama always made a way. She may not have had no money, but she found a way to make a way. She didn't find no way to make a way. She made her way over to that bedroom and picked up that money off that nightstand. That moo she wears, she flip it up in the back and she lean her ass against that wall. That's what your grandma did. Now you go in there and ask her, Grandma, how'd you make a way? Why you think my work uniforms was hanging up on that clothesline and I ain't never once lived over there? That Cadillac pull up, she know what time it is. That's why y'all had y'all ass in the bed, or your mamas them had your ass in the bed. Now go ask your grandma about that. So everybody wanna exaggerate. Your grandma sat her ass in that juke joint, sipping on water, waiting on a player to buy her a drink. She ain't have no money for no drink. She want to hear her favorite song. She ain't got no money for the jukebox. That's what your grandma was in there doing, waiting on a nigga with a van with a fifth wheel on back and a little bitty ladder. That's what your grandma was doing. Sometimes we ain't even make it to the house. She be in the back of that van. I pull up to the damn juke joint. Somebody already been and got her.
Oh.
Van just a rocking and a rocking. I know your grandma was in there getting that rent money. I used to be so happy when the first of the month came up. People think I was happy because it was Black History Month. Now, I knew it was the shortest month of the year, and your grandma wasn't going to have that rent money, and I was going to have me a time. Now, go ask your nana about that. You can't expect me to see the world how you see the world because I lived a different life. You see her as special. I don't see her as special.
So,
Wow.
Eddie Vance,
My nana.
Oh my goodness.
Eddie Vance, I'm gonna start with you because I know you a player from the Himalayas that had an El Dorado. So I'm gonna give you the honors first, Pim.
Drop top.
What you got to say about what my man was talking about there?
I understand completely. I grew up in that time and age. My uncles and my daddies was the ones going to get them grandmas and them aunties and all of that type of stuff. So that's basically what I grew up with. And then going down south, them juke joints, those who's was sitting up in there. So when I see people talk, oh, my grandma didn't put up with this, and oh, she didn't put up with that. No, your grandma put up with a whole lot of other stuff. And then with my mother and my father going through a lot of things, hey, my mother, she a gangster too. She had to do some things that was gangster too when daddy was gone doing his Rolling Stone thing. So, hey, I guess that's what made me who I am today. And I have like a numbed feeling to it because when everybody gets sensitive about, oh, everybody used to be a used to. That's what I'm trying to say. Everybody used to be a used to.
Hey. Yeah, it's I can't say that I've experienced any of that in my growing up time, but today, oh yeah, I know there's a lot of grandmas that was like, hey, how do I get this? How do I get that? What do I need to do? You ain't getting it from me, but we can have a good time. We can make that El Dorado and that van with the short ladder rock all night long if you want to, but you ain't getting no money from me. But yeah, I know. Yeah, he right. He 100% right. You saw it in his face. He ain't twitch. He was for real, for real.
You ain't lying.
He was like, that's what I'm saying.
That was, let me tell you, young fella, something.
Right, OG from the OG.
Y'all something, and that was, and we all know it because we almost to that age now.
Right,
but we are in that middle ground because we trying to talk to men over 50, and we get that tone of voice talking to the young guys. I think it's dudes our age, because I know I've talked to some. I'm like, I know you hold your mama on a high pedestal, but like everybody is a used to.
Yeah.
And while your mom ain't gonna tell you about her past, we had the show about body count and stuff like that. Your mom ain't gonna be telling you that business like that. But don't think that every woman you run into is like your mother. And just because she told you, oh yeah, you know, I don't get down like that. And then, like we talked about before on some of these Reddit posts, a dude gets his heart broken when he goes and finds her journal or something like that movie Sex Life, where it's like, oh, she did get down like that. And then his whole world is crushed. Yeah, because your mama got down like that. Your grandmama got down like that.
What they used to say back in the day, you better stay at a little kid's pace. Don't come in my business. You stay over there. I'm doing my thing over here.
But you know, it's one thing my mother did do, because she had no girls. It was just all us boys. It was 5 of us. Well, 6 now. And she didn't hold any punches, and she protected us like we still are little children again. She was the Bobcat. Like, look, don't let that chick run that game on you. This is what she's doing. This is the game that she's trying to put on you. And if you sit up there and stand for it, then you a fool. I'm telling you right now, this is what's going to happen. And the reason why my brothers and I are the way we are right now is a lot to do with her and my father and their teachings. And that's why sometimes the attitude that I have with these young people is like, you didn't have anybody to tell you this stuff. Everybody want to hold it back like it's a secret when it's reality. Stop trying to run from the truth and accept it.
Derek, did your mother give you that kind of advice? I was going to ask, did your mother give you that kind of advice?
Me?
Yeah.
No, my mom, rest her soul, she was man, she was cut from a different cause, man. She was sweet. We didn't get into Eddie. You got an old soul. That's just there. You I think you younger than the two of us and older and everything else, man. Which is not a fault. I mean, you got some years of experience in certain things, and sometimes it may have hardened you in certain aspects. Sometimes it makes you a lot more wiser as well. I didn't go through that. Everything I went through relationship-wise was hard knocks. I didn't have parents that sat me down necessarily and said this and this. And this is what a woman gonna try to do. I mean, we taught my mom. I can't say my dad taught me. He only taught me what not to do because he wasn't there to do it. So, despite my parents being married, I think we talked about that as well. But my mom, you know, she just was like, "Hey, this is how you be a gentleman. This is how you treat women. This is how you do this." She didn't talk about this is what a woman's gonna really go after you for. Because you know, my mom, she was very dependent on my dad. She was, you know, didn't have the best health. She was legally blind. She couldn't hold a job, couldn't drive. She was locked down. So in that respect, I learned how to take care of a woman with the utmost respect. Not saying that Eddie or you haven't, but I didn't go through the aspect of watch out for this one over here. She gonna do this and go do that and gonna do that. I didn't have that. I learned it the hard way. Ooh, and I mean not hard way.
Well, let me add on that a little bit too, because you know, with that instruction she gave us, it came with us being gentlemen and being respectful. So when she taught us that, she said, "Okay, now you're portraying yourself this way. Now this is what's going to come with you portraying yourself this way. These are the things going to come when you're trying to be the good guy. So if you're going to leave this path, expect this to come with it. There's always a left and a right."
Oh yeah, got to balance it out.
Yeah, I gotta say, in full disclosure, Ed, I'm about to tell some of our business.
Okay.
Me and Eddie Vance, we've been knowing each other for 35 years.
He was like, "Where this going?"
No Diddy.
Yeah, hold on now.
We've been knowing each other for 35 years. But y'all brothers know, y'all brothers in the audience know, me and Eddie played the dozens, and we would talk about each other, mamas. And one of the biggest mama clapbacks I had his mama phone number. Because we worked at the same place. And they called me. We were at grocery store or whatever. So they called me up and they're like, it was a phone call for you. I was like, oh, really? And then they wrote it down on a piece of paper and handed it to me. And it was Ed's mother with her phone number on there. I got years of mileage out of that mama joke.
Oh my.
But to go back, the reason why I tell that story is because Ed's mother hit me up to, let's just say, as a friend of his, discuss his relationship with his girl. And she was looking out for him, almost like, hey, you his boy,
holla at this.
put some nuggets.
Yeah.
And man, I'm with you, Derek. That's why I asked Derek. I didn't get what Eddie got either.
Yeah.
And I told my mom this recently, both of my parents. And, full disclosure for me, I'm with you, Derek. I learned hard way. And what's hard is I look, and as I always say, they taught me about white Jesus and mama say, mama side to mama side. But nobody said, because at the end of the day, yes, my salvation is important. But you want to know the second most important thing in our life? It is who we marry. Who we marry. My father could tell me not to go out and commit violence, don't get in jail, don't blah, 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 blah. But who we marry, and if you ain't religious, then now fine, that's number one for you. And my parents never said, I don't think you should get with that girl. Now, my dad said that when a black woman came to the house, and then if she talked too much, that black chick, she's dark, and she talked too much. So he was stereotype. But yet, I'll never forget, with my first son's mother, there were some caution things that if I would have told my sons, you better run hard for us, run hard, don't mess with that, as a young man especially. I remember my mother, the reason why my mother didn't like her, it wasn't because of what she kind of knew that I may have told her, and she certainly didn't ask about her from what I recall. She didn't like her glasses because the glasses she wore were the same kind of glasses my father's chick wore. Now, it was like, well, I guess if you ain't gonna like her, that ain't a good reason. But then
not at all.
I was in son husband mode.
Yeah.
And, in later years, my mom pretty much said, well, I didn't want to tell you not to get with her because
Define it.
Huh?
Define it, sir.
What do you mean?
Son husband.
Thank you. That son husband concept of I am her son, but I end up taking the role of her husband. And that happens a lot with single moms, but it also happens in married families.
Yes.
As the one woman, Esther Villar, I talk about her all the time on the show. Esther Villar's belief was a woman, as soon as she has a son, she starts kind of morphing him into the future man that's going to take care of her, almost like a life insurance policy. Because if your daddy leave, or if your daddy dies even, do know you my little baby, you take care of mama, right? And so it's something like subconsciously that she explained, but that son husband role, my mother had already kind of groomed me for that. And we were close. And I don't say that in a form of criticism. I'm saying that that's just kind of how women operate. And I understand, it's no animosity toward that, but there was never that teaching of, I also want to teach you of what girls to look out for, because I'm a woman ruining your life. I don't want you making decisions, because as we very well know, a woman gets you caught up in jail faster than you doing anything out on the street. But they were more worried about me thugging it up in the D just because I might go that route. It wasn't the fact that you might be out there fighting over some stupid chick that gonna be banging your boy when you locked up anyway. You didn't have those conversations with me. So Eddie, you definitely blessed.
But don't get that twisted. I still did stupid stuff. Even though I can admit I did some crazy things, even though I had both of those voices in the back of my head, I still did what I wanted to do because I was young and stupid. So
young, dumb, and
exactly. With a fast car, a job, ain't never been in the penitentiary. I'm like, hey, I'm going for the gusto. And even though I did have those people, I had to learn how to listen to them. You have to learn how to listen and pick out the jewels from conversations. A wise man can learn something from a stupid question from a stupid person, but that stupid person cannot learn from that wise man. So
Right.
you got to be that wise man and listen. And I didn't listen. I didn't. It took a long time for me to recognize. Actually, it took me to have my own child, but I actually really
Oh,
listened to all of that
dude,
stuff.
it's a reality check when you have a kid.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Most certainly, if you care anyway. Let's put it that way. Let's throw that one.
Yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah. If you care, yeah, if you care,
That's
yeah.
very true. Derek, let me ask you, because this is what I'm going to end up doing a video on. I did a video recently on the one man every man should be worried about in his woman's past is her father. And so I did that video. Y'all find the link. I'll link that up in this at the end of this video. But I'm going to do one on a man's relationship with his mother. So, Derek, with your relationship with your mom, or we'll say the fact that, like you said, with maybe not telling you about the game, did you have to make a change, or what age did you have this change in now, you being the guy that you are in the dating game, period? What changed from what your mom taught you? Or what age did that change? Or did you have to kind of be like, mom, women may not be as right as you might not have told me much, but I learned they not what I think they are.
Well, I guess it's not a matter of my mom teaching me the wrong way. She just didn't teach me all the ways. She taught me, she like Eddie was saying, well, yeah, you stay away from that kind of woman over there, or this one over here. She's gonna do this. I didn't get that kind of tutelage. It was a matter of, well, you know what? You got to be respectful. Open the doors from doing this. Listen to what the old saying, oh, a happy wife makes a happy home. That part I would say is wrong. For sure. But when it came to my realization of things, it definitely was because I left home at 18 and never been back. Graduated 17, had my first son at 18. And so at that point, you couldn't tell me nothing. So I was just looking forward and just going from things and learning from this way to that way, that, hey, just because you can lay down with a woman don't mean you're going to spend the rest of your life with her. And you got to make sure you know that when you lay down with a woman, you may actually wind up having a kid, that you stuck with that woman. So you got to make sure she's the right woman. And when I had my first child, I asked her to marry me. She had the foresight to say, no, I'm gonna hold you back. I'm not gonna listen. No, I'm not marrying you. No, I'm not that kind of woman for you. And I'm gonna tell you, there ain't a woman that ever told me that ever since her. So I got much respect for her for that. But to your point or to your question, 18 when I started learning how things were, because I was out the house. I didn't have a choice. I can't go back to my mama. My mama said you ain't no good. I didn't have that. Eddie had a good base with that, from what he's saying. I can't say I had that. We talk about son husbands. When I look back and think about it, I was that son husband for sure. People thought that was my mom was my wife, because we were always stuck together doing things. And somebody told me I want you to treat me like you treat your mama. No, you don't. The things I want to do to you, I ain't gonna do to my mama. So let's start that.
Yeah.
Right. Let's make that perfectly clear. But I'm gonna respect you because you're a woman. I ain't gonna throw you out of the car when we have an argument. No, I'll take you back to where you need to be, but we don't.
Those are the morals. See, those are the morals. Those are the morals that and those standards that we have because of our mothers. And we might have been husband sons. I feel like my mother was telling me all this stuff to keep me from going out there to getting one of these chicks, because she wanted me to be the husband son. So that's why she was giving me all that information. And the same thing, I started about 14 when my grandfather died. Once my grandfather died, that's when that role of husband son started to come along, to see how to do things and how to run that. At a young age, I got started young. 14, I was Devin, like you said, when you met me, I had a car at 14 years old.
Right.
So wait. I'm sorry. Are we asking? Is the question as to when we started? What? Maybe I misunderstood your question. Eddie's answering it differently.
You kind of went there, but actually, y'all went with an earlier age. But I guess where I'm going is, again, talking to guys who are older that still think, wow, what my mama told me about women is true.
Okay.
Did you find out that it wasn't true? Well, or not. And again, Derek, I think you touched on it. There wasn't some things that your mama said that may not have been true. She just didn't tell the whole story. So
Oh, for sure.
when did you start putting it together? And Eddie, you can definitely finish. And then Derek, I want to come back to you.
Yeah.
When did you start being like, I'll just give a quick example. Maybe this will help. My mother told me never to date more than one woman at a time. Now that's because to her being a woman, it's like the worst thing a woman can get. The worst thing a woman can do is feel cheated on. Well, because look at what she was going through.
Yeah, exactly.
She would say that. But she's saying it from her feminine perspective instead of saying, son, don't you settle down with one woman. Because number one, I don't want a man that has only ever been with one woman, even in a relationship. I want a man that has some experience and knowledge of something, but she didn't say that. I understood what she was trying to protect me from. So that was one of those things that I had to change when I got 50, we'll say. So that's an example. So Eddie, you can go ahead and pick it up, and then Derek, I want to come back to you.
Well, I discovered my mother we always had a great relationship. We were like thick and thin, two thieves. We would go into the stores to get her makeup and stuff like that, and they thought I was her boyfriend. They thought she was a cougar because I was around so much. And then after I started getting older, after my grandfather died, I turned 18 and I had a car in her name. I wanted to take that car over to a chick's house. And she said, no, if you take that car, I'm going to call the police. So when I'm like, wait a minute. So you're trying to control a grown man now that's 18. That's when it popped in my head. I need to be a man and have my own stuff. I'm old enough to have a car in my name. I'm old enough to do this type of stuff. I'm not going to sit here and be your son husband. That's not my responsibility to take care of my little brothers. I'm out. I'm about to go out here and do this stuff. But she gave me words of caution. Okay, you running your butt out there. This was going to happen when you run your butt out there. I'm like, okay, I'm running out here anyway. And she was right. I can't make it up. Yeah, she was 100% right. I had to go crawling back and say, Mama, I'm sorry. But that's when I discovered, hey, I got to be my own man.
It sounded like it was more of a control aspect as well, though.
Yeah. It was definitely control because I was there helping take care of my little brothers. So I was that son husband. I was there providing and doing all this security and all of that type of stuff. So I understood where she was coming from. And once I really understood it and clicked it down in my mind, that's when everything changed. She looked at me like, okay, I can't look at you like that little boy no more.
So was that when you got back out in the dating world? We'll say the Derek you are now. What age did you become that? Was it at 18 when you left the house, or did you? Right. So when did you become the guy you are now? Because obviously you understand women now a lot differently than what your mama made not about.
And I think we all can contest to this or attest to this. It's a progression type situation. I didn't just all of a sudden, hey, today I'm Mr. Dom Derek and Daddy. Nothing like that, you know. Exactly. Be careful. So I would say to this point, it was after my last divorce when I got the reality of what a woman can really do and the viciousness of it all, and how despite your best effort, despite you treating. And now, again, my ex-wife had 4 kids and I had 2, and we had a total of 8 of us in the house. And I was running the house, being the man that I am, and trying to do the right thing. I mean, we talk about simpage, and I hate to say this in retrospect, she just used me to take care of her 4 kids. And then when it was over, I was done. I couldn't even, we talked about this as well. I couldn't even see them kids. You know, I couldn't do nothing. And I was the worst thing ever. And for that, it told me, you know what? It's time for you to put you first. And when you see a woman or in a relationship, and this is not just an intimate relationship. We talk about on the job. We talk about in men to men, any kind of relationship where it's one-sided and you looking out for somebody else and they not looking out for you. That ain't a relationship. That's somebody being abusive and using you. And you need to get out, find the next exit. And figure it out. So for me, I mean, I've been divorced for going almost 15 years, I think. Yeah, that was the worst time of my life is that divorce. because I was in mourning for 5 people. One I could accept, which was my ex-wife, but them 4 kids, I didn't plan on leaving them in my ever, you know. And then because of her 4 kids is what I'm talking about, I turned around and alienated my own 2 because I was in such a depressive state. So I'm glad I'm having this opportunity with you, Deb and Eddie, to be able to stop other men from getting to where I was, that created the mess that I had to crawl out of, and still to this day trying to fix them couple years that it took me to get over that 15 years ago. So if I can throw something in the mix to help somebody else out, that's what I'm here for.
A lot of people don't understand the emotional attachments that men have to these children that we see every
We're not allowed to talk about
day.
it.
We're not allowed to express our feelings and our hurt and our pain. We're just supposed to just take it and get over it. Sometimes it's not that easy. You know, I'm not even going to say sometimes. A lot of times it's not that easy because we have different type of emotions. We're not going to get emotional about the dish towel being left on the sink. We're going to get emotional about, one, you're not bringing this peace, and then you taking away the things that we love, which are these children, these cars, or whatever you're emotionally attached to. Right. But a lot of times the children really, really hurt the most, and they use that against us because their purpose is to hurt us. They want us to feel every piece of pain that we can, but in turn, if we turn around and do that to them, we're the devil. We're wrong. We're this, we're that. But they weaponize these kids all the time to destroy us. And yeah, I've been in depression not being around some of the kids and stuff that I've been with women that had the kids. And it's like, man, I see them now. I was like, man, if I could have still been in your life, you'd be a lot better now. But then I got to snap myself back into reality, like, you know what? That wasn't for you then. That wasn't your place to be at that time.
Oh man, that's deep though, because you just hit on something right there. I was like, because you hit it right on, Eddie. That ain't no lie. My own kids, my oldest son told, I got 2 kids, 2 separate moms, 10 years apart. My oldest son told my youngest son's mother, if you would have let my daddy in his life, you wouldn't have the creature, the monster that you got right there for your son. Don't call my daddy for this, and don't call me to come bail out the situation you created. And man, oh man, that you right. You're right. That's for sure.
Man, I got goosebumps right there.
I know, man. I was like,
hey, that's why I'm glad, because y'all know the next segment we're going to go into how dads do this and how it gets to that point that you're talking about. So I'm just going to go a couple more minutes on this, and then Ed, you opened up the perfect segue to that statement. So y'all don't go anywhere. Like and subscribe to the channel. Feel free to share this with some other men that may need this, because we're going to talk about the struggles of being that man. And when you have to go ahead and now do visitation, you wondering if you should stay or not, you tired of going through X, Y, and Z, the emotions that he talked about, for y'all never been in it, you will find that you will go through some things that won't bother you. But when that woman knows how the kids can get to you, and she knows what to say,
push that button. Yeah, I was just about to do the same thing. Ding, ding, ding. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
And that's what we're going to see. But I want to let me go back on this 1 second, because I'm gonna be fair to my mom. Mom, in case you're watching, I'm gonna be fair. Because Derek, you said this.
Yeah, my mom not watching. No.
With mine, she may, because I want to be fair. And the one piece of advice she did give me, I don't remember if my dad told me this or not, but the one piece of advice my mother did give me is because I was going to marry my son's mother. And because I'm thinking, my mother from the South, that's the good Christian thing to do. Because I was bad enough, I was fornicating. So he was like, yeah, you got to marry her, right? I went right back to 1954, whatever. And my mother said, I remember, we were out, because, again, I'm like y'all. I mean, I think I know there was a time period of my life I dated my mother more than I dated another chick. So it was, my mother was like, I said something about thinking about marrying her. And that was when she basically, I'll say, spoke out against that girl. She said, you ain't got to marry her. And I was like, I don't. my good Christian prayer warrior mama telling me I ain't got to marry this chick. And because I know me, I needed that permission. And when she said that, Man, all I know is if I would have put a ring on that, let's just say my life really probably would have turned out differently, especially at that point in our lives for both of us.
Oh boy.
And
Yeah.
my mother saying that to me, that's where I look at her and I'm like, Ma, you could have told me so much more. Because it's not that I wouldn't have listened to you, because that's what, let's be honest, y'all, especially if we got girls, girls 9 times out of 10 don't listen to their father. You be like, I don't want you to get with Tony. What's the first thing they gonna do?
Go
Get with Tony.
Yep.
Tony climb in through the bedroom window while
Yep.
you're upstairs trying to sleep, and now you got to come down with the pew pew, and she's like, "Don't, Tony."
There's a reason we like preachers' daughters.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
But and that's what my mother was, a preacher's daughter. So
Oh.
for her,
Oh my damn stop.
for her, don't do it would might make me go do it, and I had to later say, no, Ma, that's probably how you would have reacted.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how I would have reacted, because you my mother, and I knew my mother wasn't the type to put her nose in my biz like that. So if she spoke on something, it's because she probably really meant it, and I would have listened to her. So, Mom, thank you, because I listened to you. See, I didn't go marry that chick. So it's
No, but you married the other one. No.
But I did say the problem was y'all noticed some other things with the other one, and again, you didn't say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Their word. You was just like, oh, that she's nice. And then I actually quizzed them. I'm like, so what made her nice? And then, it was like this superficial stuff, but it was like, but the red flags that y'all knew and heard about, you didn't say nothing about. Now, with me or my kids, I mean, good, bad, or indifferent, I said some things that, probably they spouses or future spouses may still be like, I don't like your daddy. Don't matter. I don't want none of my kids coming back saying, Dad, how come you didn't warn me? Because I'm now saying that with my parents. I don't want my kids to do that with me. So I'm bringing it back around. Because of that, when I back out in the dating market, I had to totally change my perception of dating and women, because like that guy said, putting in the women now, it's not like my mama. I thought they might be. Oh, they're gonna be staying at home. They're gonna be loyal. They're gonna be blah, 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 blah. I'm meeting women now. I'm like, you do that? You did that? And I'm watching them.
Can I get some of that?
We're doing that today.
Right.
In fact, you want to do right now? I'm a little ashamed, And that, but I'm sure they kid though. Again, they see that.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And so I had to make a shift that, okay, wait a minute. Hey, these women can be nice, but they got a mama side that when they with me, they don't want to be mama. They want to be baby.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
they don't want to be mama, but they want you to be daddy.
Hey, what was the old rapper that made that song, Nice and Nasty? The old female rapper. She was nice and she was what rapper? What I cannot think of her name.
What was her name?
Oh my goodness.
Put it down in the comment section if y'all know.
No, if you can remember, if she was from New York, it was nice. She made a song and it had Nice and Nasty in the chorus.
Yeah.
Man, it's all right. I can remember it. I can't get her name though. MC Light?
I don't remember.
She was affiliated with MC Light. It was part of MC Light crew during that same era.
Anyway,
love Queen.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry for the distraction. I'm sorry.
I mean, I think you're right though. That nice and nasty part. That's the part I had to reprogram. That dude points out, and that's why I wanted to play the video, because when he said to you, "That's your mama." Your mama in a different way, and that's what I had to say. I got to navigate that now that I'm in the world, because I can't go in being like, "Well, that's somebody's mama." That ain't my problem.
Right.
Ain't my mama.
Right, exactly.
It might be your mama, but it ain't my mama.
No, man. I mean, but that's an excellent point where you talk about, we get into the Oedipus Rex and all that stuff and all that jazz and stuff, and how we looking for our mama and our women and whatnot. But the reality is, we look for the good things that our mother has taught us. But then we want the things that maybe our daddy told us. Well, you need this. Or the men in our lives may have alluded to that. You want that fun time, but as we get older, we, like you said, that we got to balance that out and say, okay, well, what do we really want? Yeah, we've got that foundation established, but we got to build something on top of that. But again, what's on top of the foundation and everything else? That meat and peas sandwich. Got to have that bread. It's got that inside of it. So that's what it boils down to. I mean, yeah, that's definitely tying it all together for sure.
Every time.
No, I was just saying every time I was agreeing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'll wrap it up with that. I think that's the whole point of why I played that video. I think that dude gives a reality call. I don't care if you watching this and you 20 or if you 50. If you keep having in your mind that these women you're gonna be meeting in the dating world, you haven't worked out your mama issues, you need an old player like that, or we'll be the old players for you. That will tell you.
He got that old man laugh.
Right, you know it. That's why you have to start with Eddie on this. You're gonna show pictures of this Cadillac in a minute.
With the dice, don't forget the dice.
Right. When I saw that video, I was like, that's it.
I remember when Big Mama was born.
What? I dropped the top and she dropped hers too.
Before we move on, let me ask this. Then we go to the next segment. Here's the other thing. Eddie, we'll start with you. Did your dad ever, let's just say, not want you to have that image? Did he teach you anything about women, but he didn't want you to view your mama that way, even though he knew your mama was too? I'll put it that way. Let's just say, because let me give an example, and maybe y'all could get it. There are things that I know my dad never wanted to tell me about women because he would have been talking about my mama. So I think that's why he didn't tell me. Now he's older, he might let some stuff out. But when I was younger, he didn't say those things. The problem is, I'm old. I've been through misery and pain. It's kind of, some of it's too late now. But I think a lot of times fathers won't say something to their sons because they know mama gonna get mad. Did you have any of those incidents, or do you think that ever played a part into it?
Well, my dad told me to put my mother on a pedestal. That's your mother. He told me and my brothers, if you see your mother on the corner selling out of both draw legs, that's your mama. You supposed to go over there and take, I don't care what she's doing, that's your mama. So what we got going on between us, that's between us. Y'all stay in a child's place. But you run across some of the little skanks out there, you better run through them.
Okay.
So that was one of the things that he taught us, and he stressed that. He stressed no matter, your mama told you to go do this, you better go do it. Your mama told you to go out there and do that, you better go do it. If not, you're going to have to deal with me because she going to deal with him because we didn't do it.
Right.
So those are the things that he taught us. And then he taught us too that every woman is not mama. That's not your mama. Your auntie, your grandmama. Those are the women that you show that respect to. My father didn't have much respect for women, but those are the ones that when we walked in the house, we had to speak to everybody before we went outside to play. That's the stuff that was instilled to me. So he instilled that respect for mama. But as far as everybody outside the family, fair game.
I'm down with that. Derek, what about you?
No, my dad didn't teach me nothing about relationships. He taught, again, the only type of things that I saw as it relates to relationship is looking at him and how he was never at home and he had his women folk on the side and doing whatever he was doing. But the thing is back to, some of us can learn without having somebody teach us as well. Like I was raising 4 kids and that was one of the things that was, I had 2 boys. She had 2 boys and 2 girls. So it was a lot of men in the house. And that was one of the things that I was instilling in hers because I had already instilled it in mine, is that to Eddie's point, when your mama say something, you do it. My son knew that because I raised my son early, before he came over, all his mother had to do is says, I'm gonna call your daddy. Oh, okay, I'm gonna do it. Okay. Like Eddie said, I may not be in the house, but you gonna feel me when I get there.
Yes, sir.
I'm old school, and I had to do that with my ex-wife's son. Jack him up and said, "That's your mama," and he called himself getting Billy Badass on her one day and reared up. I picked that boy up and slammed him so hard and got in his face and said, "You know what? This is the last time you're gonna do that, because I'm gonna tell you, this house is gonna run with peace. None of these kids in this house is gonna be worried about you flaking off at mama or anybody else. I'm gonna put you out. I'm gonna put you under. Which one you want?" And that was the end of that. My house is gonna be peace. We may not get along, mama and I, but we gonna run a different. You come home, you can cry as a man in my house. We gonna talk about it. We gonna because you can't cry in them streets. Nope. You can cry in the house, and we can talk about it. The women can talk about it. The boys can talk about it, because this, like Eddie said, this is family. We bring this together and we make it happen. We treat them other folks like something like that. They ain't nothing. Hey, kick rocks.
I told my son this at a young, when he started high school. I told him, when you leave out this door, nobody gives a damn about you. They don't care about you. They don't understand you. They don't want to understand. They don't care about you. When you come back here, this is when you can be vulnerable, because it's safe. It's peaceful. But out there, you got to carry yourself a little different, because nobody else gonna care about you like the way we gonna care about you.
Yeah.
So
my kids,
I agree. Yeah.
Oh, we'd be sitting around the dinner table. I'm like, look around this table. We got. Now, of course, I wouldn't necessarily, especially in the later years, talking about who I knew was going to be my ex, but I was still wanting my kids to look at one another. Your siblings, we are the ones that care about you. Your mom cares about you. I care about you. And you're going to realize it's very few people in this world care about you when you get out of here. And I think that's that part of what that guy is saying. Again, your mama is not there to protect you. And so if you got this Donna complex about all women, you know, we'll even be quick to put on that cape and play Captain Saver 304 because that's our moms. But that dude, I think, brings that reality home. I'll tell a story. My dad, I can probably share this publicly because I think he shared it when I interviewed him. But my grandfather, my father always talks about my grandfather sitting in church, like, I slept with her. I slept with her.
Whoa.
And I told him recently, I said, he was like, you know, you're dirty dog, basically paraphrasing, you know, they're sleeping with all the women in the church. And they, you know, a lot of them were married. I said, but wait a minute. Because I know in his mind, I think my father still has a Madonna complex about his mother. I said, but here's the key thing. What does that say about those women? Because I said, I guarantee you, they knew, everybody knew. He put it down. I want to go get with him. So yeah, but Granddaddy was doing what Granddaddy was gonna do. Yes. Yeah. But what about the women? It's not like they were just like, oh, I'm kind of forced to do this. And that's that part. Even I knew growing up, I even had to kind of detoxify myself because I'm like, you did. My dad, or Eddie, you said it. My dad was very real talking about other women. But when it came to my mom, for much of my life, it was more like, oh, you know, saintly. And then as he got older, then, you know, he started talking about her a little bit. It was still like it wasn't, don't apply this to all women kind of thing. And I had to learn it on my own the hard way. And I wish, I look back at it, I wish my grandfather, who was the player from the Himalayas, my grandfather who had game up until the day he died. And while a lot of people, I'll say my parents particularly, was like, you know, he had these women and he was always portrayed to me as a womanizer. I asked that question. I said, but did you know a man, married or not, that was as happy as Granddaddy? Actually, I didn't.
Yeah, he was.
That's my case.
Hey, man, I remember your grandfather, man. He was the most happiest, jolliest person ever. Hey, I remember a story, just a quick tidbit. We were all in the backyard putting the motor inside the Cutlass, and we started it up with no headers on it. And your grandfather, at his age, got and ran. Man, that was one of the best moments out of my life.
Yes. And man, I knew my granddaddy would have had stories. And while he wasn't the best mentor in terms of, you know, telling you advice, because he was just one of them OGs. And you shut up, kid, you know. But I think if I would have known enough to ask him about women, and I mean, I was married and probably had at least 2 kids, I think, before he passed away. That I think if I would have talked to him about women, I think that would have probably made him brighten up. Well, about time you out there, brother. He probably would have gave me some game.
But see, Devin, that's the thing when I say, when you do have somebody in your corner to give you this knowledge, are you really going to comprehend it and take it in? Now, we didn't have the mindset back then to ask those questions because we thought everything was hunky gravy and all of that type of stuff. But as we lived life and got more experience, now we realize that that's what today's society need to do. They need to ask these questions to the OGs. You know, we the grandfathers running from the motor starting up in the backyard now. So they have to be able to come to us and ask us these questions. That's why I like you got this platform out here. Some people don't even know what questions to ask.
Right. You're right. You're right. I think something I would have definitely listened to, because you made me think of, I can put my man's government name out here on our channel. But if you're watching, I'm going to say Grib. Grizz was about 4 or 5 years older than us. And so we at the grocery store, Grizz would start telling us adventures that he was doing. We were like,
huh? Tell me more, please.
Right, you know. And he's like, I did this, I got that, blah, blah, blah. And we were just like, how this dude doing it? And it was that old dude. He was an old dude to us at that age. I'm 20, he's like 25 or whatever, but he was doing this thing. And that was where I think I started getting it early on, like, wow, girls, matter of fact, forget girls, women, because he was knocking down chicks that were like 40 years old. Somebody's mama, but they were, you know. So that was
somebody big mama.
So I would have listened to some stuff because I think I was fiending for a man just to be honest and real with me. That's what we trying to do with y'all.
Yeah, and Eddie, that's an excellent point when you say that. You know, how many of us at growing up can go reach back to a father or father's age individual and ask for some advice and even know to do that. I mean, let's be realistic. If we actually look at the Black community, we don't. Hey, how just recently we started talking about counseling, let alone talking to anybody about anything. You know what I mean? So we didn't have that growing up. We didn't have the structure of how to be properly brought up in this world and to be more wiser, whether it be female relationships, just how to handle ourselves. And everything is not a matter of fight. Sometimes you fight all the time. You don't have the room for peace, and you don't allow it in. And you know, my kids will tell you, Dad, you're the most emotionless person I know. I said, what's your point?
Hey, and
so that's how we live. Emotions change. My decisions shouldn't.
Yes.
That's how I rule. That's how I run.
Well, that's a great segue into our next segment, y'all. Again, like and subscribe to the video, because now for you dads, what they say, don't turn that dial. I guess now we say don't push that button or go to the next video.
Don't get the flyers out.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Hey, what do they say? You know it's time to get your colonoscopy if you got that joke he just said. Because you talk about pliers on the TV, right? You know you should have had that prostate exam 15 years ago. So they got it. So we know you late if you got that joke. But now talk about
Devin, always men's health. Men's health.
I know, right? I ain't mad at him.
But we're going to change gears because I think that was a great segue, especially even talking about dads' relationships with their kids and emotions. Let's look at a video of a guy that I don't know if y'all have been here. So we'll touch on that well, have y'all been here? Let's look at this guy's video. We'll see if I can share it a little bit differently now. Let's look at this guy's video on this exchange that he's having with this lady. Let me see if I can escape that. And it's about 3 minutes long, but I want to play it. I'm gonna play it at least most of the way through until it gets a little redundant. And I want you guys to go ahead and share what you think.
Yo, you in the doorway. Yo, you in the doorway. Oh, no. Who you think you talking to? Oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? Oh, you gotta get him. Let me go. Let's go. Come on. Yeah. Put the hands up. Stop playing with me. I'm done playing. Let's go. I'm not taking. I ain't touching. I'm trying to play. Get your ass in the car. Get your ass in this car. You better not. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. That's your move. I'm moving your way. You in the doorway. Close that door, Dad. I'm trying. I'm trying to. Dad, get out of here.
Can you do your job, sir? You need to do your job. Get it?
No, girl.
Yeah.
Oh. What you mean I can't do that? Yes, I can.
You
Ain't that fucking going with me? It's my parent time. I'm not hurting her.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not hurting.
No, yes, you are. Can you let me get up on my
It's my parent. I gotta it's a civil thing. We just went to court today. The judge just told me today.
You don't get money to drive the car.
The judge just told her today she's going to jail. They don't come. Okay. He just told me as long as I use reasonable. You didn't say reasonable force. Right? As long as I don't use excessive force. Right. I can get my kids. I understand. So it's a problem. This is a civil issue. You can't just pick them up and drag them to the law.
Thank you. You already done threw the other one in there. He don't wanna go.
Oh boy.
All right.
No, I love you so much for turning up. No, I love you so much for no, please, do not touch me. Please do not talk to me. Do not touch me. Please. I love you so much. I do not want to talk right now. The way I'm feeling right now, I do not want to talk. She can go to jail. If she loves me.
Yeah, the video kind of got put in a portrait mode, but that was on their end, definitely not my end. But Derek, I'm gonna start with you on this one.
Okay.
Talk about emotions. And
yeah, that was hard to watch. That was hard to watch. There's a lot going on. Obviously, that man was going through, he had to be going through years of issues with that mama and them children, where he's trying to get the kids into the car for parenting time. And you saw the police there, they didn't even know what to do. The white cop was like, man, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Because he got a court order getting these kids, and it's a civil matter. They can't do nothing but supposed to be keeping the peace. They clearly wasn't. The black cop knew about it, and it's back to what we go through. You know, I can't speak about the white community and what they go through and certain things. I know I've gone through something similar to that, you know, where I got parenting time and he's tried so hard to have these kids and mama don't let him. And the friend of the court, they ain't friend of men. There was 7 ways to get money from a man. There's no way from a man to go see his kid, even if they got court-ordered parenting time. And that was a struggle I had. So he did it wrong. Let me make that perfectly clear. Mm-hmm. Them kids will never love him. Never, ever, ever love him, because he's forcing them into the car. He just got to show up and say, I love you. Baby girl, I want to see you. I want to spend some time with you. I need you to see daddy, and fight for him in a different way, not literally dragging them into the car. You see, he had love for his kids because he put her in the seat. And even though his oldest daughter was banging on his back, he made sure his baby girl was buckled in the car and closed that door before he went for the other one. So he got much love for his kids, but that whole situation was messed up. And here's the key. It started with mama being bad and horrible to dad and not letting him be the father that he was trying. You see, the brother had painted clothes on. Little kid just came from work. And like, I finally got the courts to say, get your kids. I'm getting them. And that's what he was doing, because he's been trying. He got 2 kids by this woman. So he had to be, most likely was married to her, and it didn't go, and she making him go through hell. She got the whole clan there, and it's just him. I think he may have had
his dad. He had his dad there. Yeah, he had his dad there.
But that's a horrible situation. None but family seeing all that. Somebody should have had should have prevailed a little bit different and said, you know what,
Yeah.
we got to do this differently. You got the court order, go to the courts, you know. And I hate to bring up what people say about even police. Don't fight them in the street. Let them arrest you if that's what they're gonna do, and fight them in the courts, because they're gonna always win in the street. Always you're gonna wind up dead before you get your point across dealing with the police. You don't do this kind of stuff right here. It's a wonder the police didn't arrest his ass, to be honest.
Yeah.
But this is not look, my oldest daughter grabbed him, beating on him while he's trying to get in the car. You don't love me if you love me.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on.
This guy was, you can see the pain in his face and his
frustration. The frustration.
Yeah. And who is this kid right here in the gray? I thought that was mama, but I couldn't tell who the mama was. It's three women.
She's not going to show her face and show who she is, because she's the one that started that turmoil.
And this has got to be a cop's perspective, because another lady said, hey, you going to do your job? She was talking to the cameraman. This is another cop we looking at.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. This was bad. He's frustrated, but he did it wrong, 100%. But this is years of pain and turmoil where the mother has emotionally stunted these children against their father.
Yep. And that's what I wanted to say. He came at the situation as he would be dealing with the mother. You cannot come into the situation emotionally involved like that. The children, they see you acting the same way the mother, and you showing these, I'm not going to say wrong terms, because nobody can judge right from wrong, but that was wrong. You could have came about that a different way, and the respect that these kids have for him as a father, not so much as the little one, because she listens because she's little, but the younger one the older one is totally gone. Anytime you put your hands on your father, and if you do, hey, okay, well, I'll talk to you when you're in a better mind frame, because right now you're not talking right. You're not even giving me my respect that I command. So you got to step away. You got to step back from that situation. Even you emotionally, you're hurt and stuff like that. See, that's the thing that us men can't do. We can't lead with our emotions. We can't lead with our pain.
We can't come back from that either.
No, cannot come back from it, and they will not allow us to come back from it. So what we have to do is lead with patience, authority, but not strong arm authority. But
not like this.
No, not like that. Command your respect. If the oldest one didn't want to go, okay, fine. And I got the youngest, so I get to spend time with her. Then you stay over there with this nonsense, because I'm not allowing it. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to raise my voice. For you to hear me, you have to be quiet.
I mean, that's a communication tactic right there. If I lower my voice, you too busy yelling. You can't hear me because you too busy talking. But yeah, this was a mess, man. I feel for the brother, but he lost his kids. He lost both of them.
Heart goes out to him. Heart goes out to him, because to see that disrespect, those kids are never going to come back and love that man.
Not at all. Anymore. Not at all. And then all mama's going to say, you see what I'm saying? You see what he did? You see? I told you. I told you. I told you. And
all the time, that's what he does.
What he got? You know, that's sad.
You know,
but like I said, I've gone through a lot. Where I live, I'm about 2 hours away from my youngest son, and I had to go pick him up only for her to give me papers, and he wouldn't even know where to be found. That's a 5-hour trip with no kid to come back. Yeah, I've been there, been to the courts. Was in the courts like every month. I'm not kidding you. And referee and the referee was like, I want you to be on this forum with me so that we can fight for things like this. I said, I don't care. I want my kid. I don't care about nobody else's. I want mine. Exactly. I'm fighting for mine, and I still don't have them. Why am I gonna fight for somebody else's? I ain't got time for it.
It bothered me watching it, and that's why I wanted to throw it over to you guys. Thankfully, I will say I never had a bad exchange like that with my son. But I will say I've had some angry moments where I probably had that look on my face like he had. And when I knew my marriage was going to be ending, let's say that I knew that was going to probably be ending in about 2016, 2017. I really knew by 2017. I decided I'm going to go my own way in 2020. I got divorced in 2023. I stayed because I knew how old my youngest daughter was. And when I talked to lawyers, they were like, hey, you got to do the visitation thing, et cetera, et cetera. Again, guys, this is why we talking to you guys, older guys, got kids even. You may be 50, 51, but you might still have a kid that's 12 out here, something like that. And that exchange, because I still had some kind that were kind of close when my son was younger, my oldest son, I didn't want to go through that again. And I looked at my daughter, and that, I don't think it ever would have, because first, both women are totally different. But I still knew I didn't want to go through. To me, I can't help but call it just the dysfunction in my kid's mind that we hooked up at the local gas station to have an exchange. I'm loading up like a doggone Amazon package, right? With police, because
there has to be at least 4 cops there.
Man, and like you said, what preceded even this for it to get to be that bad? And so I felt for the dude as well, but and I don't want to crack a joke because it's a serious moment, but the dude looked like, was it former the mayor of New Orleans, Ray Nagin, I think was his name, when New Orleans had Hurricane Katrina. And I was like, I had to look at it twice, like, is that the same dude? But I'm going to assume it wasn't, but I'm like, he looked just like that guy. But the thing was the pain. And let me go here for 1 second too. I talked to one of my boys. I'm not gonna name him just because just not gonna do it. But he always talks about frustration, and he's a military man. He says there's a difference in a man being mad or angry and a man being frustrated. He broke it down just the other day to me. The dangerous part about a man is not when he's angry or mad. I mean, he mad, he riled up, he's emotional, blah blah blah.
Right.
When that man gets frustrated, and Derek, you end up saying the word too. That word frustrated summarizes everything. So if we go back to right here in the video, let me share this again real fast. And I was looking at the timestamp right here can y'all still hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I didn't know if it muted me because I got the video muted. But right here at this 3-minute mark, where we at? 10 more seconds. What he's going to back up a little bit. Maybe this is it. This look on his face was a look of like, man, I'm tired. I'm frustrated. Maybe it was about, here we go. It's going to hit here. This was a look of frustration to me when he comes back out. And that's that look right about here. That's it. When he
threw them hands up.
Yep.
I'm done.
Yep.
I'm done.
When he told that cop, like, look, I finally got the court order that I can come get my kids.
Yes. And so when daddy walked away, let's go back to, we talked about David Goggins a few months ago. When David Goggins said, all right, you don't want to see me? Roger that.
Yep.
That was almost his Roger that look. And so let me add this and I'll throw it back over to y'all. My boy also broke down something more in military terms, and it's a paradigm that I'm working on just kind of for my own materials. And it was along the lines that when certain things happen to us, let's say tragic events or sudden tragedies, we usually will go through a phase of laughter, anger, sadness, and I don't give a F. And so I'm going to apply this to me and not tell his story. But let's say, again, your marriage is breaking down. Or let's say that wife, your wife put divorce papers on you, or you found out she was cheating or whatever. Your first, in that case, let's say she's cheating. I'm angry. I'm mad. And you go through that emotion. And then you may move into, I can't believe she's doing this. This chick, how she cheating on me? And then you find out what the dude looked like or something. With that dude, you're out your mind. And then you go through sorrow. Like, man, but that dude he ain't got nothing. Dude, I don't have nearly what I'm giving her in life. And she leaving me for him? How jacked up am I? And then you get to that point, bye. I don't care about you. I don't care about these kids. And no, you think I'm gonna fight for this marriage too? First of all, I ain't gonna fight for you, and I might not even fight to see these kids because I don't even want to fight with you about that. I'm gone. And so that's just an example of how that process goes. And I think that dude obviously went through a whole range of emotions, but I wonder at what point is he gonna get up to, now I'm so frustrated, I'm throwing my hands up. I don't care if I don't see none of y'all kids again.
Next year.
Yeah, it's
gonna be quick. It's gonna be quick because he's got to deal with that stuff at home. When he got the kids, they don't want to be there. what they gonna do to you? They already disrespecting you now. What do you think they're gonna do when you get home? He's gonna be like, you know what? It ain't worth
gonna
it.
be no peace sandwiches gonna be in that house, even with the
got
kids.
that right. You know what? And that same referee I was talking about with the friend of the court says, okay, listen, your son is 16, 17 years old. You fight for him and do all this stuff. You still don't get a chance to see him. And now he's looking at what you did to his mama, even though you were justified. But now his viewpoint has changed. Sometimes you just let it ride out and just hope and pray that something happens and he comes to the realization. And guess what? That was 12 years ago.
Wow.
And he still hasn't.
Wow.
I'm just an ATM for him. But yeah, you know, my birthday came up. I didn't even get a phone call from him. His birthday is 8 days from before mine. He was asking me for $400 to get a couch. He didn't get the couch, so I knew he wasn't calling me because that's how he is. Because that's how his mama taught him. You know. So back to
eyes of the mother.
I couldn't remember your phrase, but absolutely. Eyes of the mother all the way around.
Lens in the eyes of the mother. Yep.
Exactly.
Yes,
So
sir.
you know, we get those are the things we got to deal with, and to your point, sometimes what can you do?
That's it. All I can do is wish you luck. If you want to come in here and disrespect me and not abide by my rules and my structure when I'm doing it to benefit you, to help you out in life, and you don't want to show me no appreciation, I'm sorry. If you want to listen to the negative things that the other parent taught you, then hey, good luck. Go ahead and you come back to me when you got some sense, but because other than that, I can't deal with this problem. That's why I left her. So if you want to if you want to stay stuck in that realm of chaos, do that. But over here is peaceful. So if you want to come to some peace, come over here then. But if you don't want to talk to me, then hey, so well be it. Throw your hands in the sky.
Now here's the reality check. When that child, because mine did this, says, "Well, Dad, you know, I'm going through some hard times. Can I come live with you?" I says, "No, I love you, son, but you and I won't get along because I got rules, and they different from your mama's. You gonna do something, and guess what? Before you step in this door, we gonna have an exit plan. We're gonna have a throughout the process plan. This ain't no you coming in here and living off daddy. Daddy don't, I don't owe you nothing. You 18. You beyond 18. I got you to be an adult to tell you this is now your life. I don't owe you an education. I don't owe you happy times. I owed you up to 18. When I didn't ask to come into this world, guess what? Nobody did. So miss me with that. Then nobody on this planet asked to be here.
Yes, sir.
So this is the hand we got. I can be your best friend, but I'm not going to be disrespected.
No.
Not in my house where peace is required. It ain't a suggestion.
You bring up a good question.
I love you, son, but you got to go. You can't come here.
Well, that's what I was going to say. If we talked about in the past segment about, you know, women creating that son husband that they're going to one day need to take care of them. Eddie, I'll throw this over to you first, and Derek, definitely chime in since you kind of made me think of this. Do you think that maybe, especially in the case of sons, but it could be daughters as well? Do you think that one of the reasons why they side with mama is because, especially when they're teenagers, we'll say, they know they always got a head. They always got a place to lay their head. Where daddy is going to have those rules. And so mama going to let me do, especially teenagers, and let's say they get about 12, 13, as the old folks say, they start smelling themselves. Where it's like, I don't want to go over daddy's house. I want to be over mama's because I know mama going to let me get away with some things. Daddy ain't. Ed, do you think that plays a role in a lot of this too?
Oh, that plays a major role in it. Because no one wants to be, especially during that age, no one wants to be locked down with rules and regulations when you're doing it for their benefit. The mother's trying to be their friend and trying to outdo you. Oh, see, your daddy got all them rules over there. See, I'll let you. You just can't tell them, no, don't tell them. But you can come over here and cheer. So they're not worrying about the benefit of that child. They worrying about screwing you over, making you look like the bad guy when it's not even for the benefit of the child. And we're worried about the children, making them become adults to grow up. And it's hard to grow up and be something in life. It's not easy. If it was, everybody be doing it. So I'm trying to give you the structure to make something out of your life so you don't have to come to me. But no, when you can go over there to mom and them house and eat all the ice cream and cake you want, then want to come back home talking about your stomach hurt. No, that's not going to happen. So yes, I believe that is a major part of it, because once we separate from each other as parents, we're not in agreement, especially the women. They want to always make it to, I'm going to show your daddy I can hurt his feelings, no matter what, no matter how it affects the child. Like I said, that you weaponize these children all the time. And that's why we got some of the issues with these idiots out here right now.
What about you, Derek?
No, he hit it right on. I mean, let's think about this. Let's put something into a different perspective here. We all got our circle of friends. These friends, we know when we talk to them about something, pretty much what they're gonna answer with. We know if we want somebody to agree with us, we going here. If we want the truth, we're gonna go here. If we want some BS, we're gonna go here. Mama is the one that's gonna always agree with me, because you my son husband. I gotta keep you where you need to be to take care of me. So, son, your daddy wrong, and I got you. I'm gonna cuddle you till whenever, till the cows come home. All right. I'm not gonna teach you responsibility. I don't know how many lady folk I've dated where I says, why are you still giving your money your kids and they got kids? I said, what are you teaching them? When do they learn that they got to take care of their own household? What if you weren't here? What are you teaching your kids at 20 plus years old, 28 years old, 30, whatever? You're not teaching them. Stop being, you no longer owe them anything. You've given it to them. Well, I don't want them to suffer like I did. But you're suffering them on the other aspect by not teaching them the responsibilities of being an adult. Teach them how to tell their kids, don't come to me for this. But you always going to mama, grandma, what? No, man. Yeah. Do I think it's starting with the mama? 100%. 100%.
If you didn't have my number, who are you going to call? So now take me out the scenario. Then what you going to do? You're going to have to get up. You're going to have to get up and pull yourself up and do what you got to do.
That's my question.
I'm not going to cripple you. Yeah.
What would you do if I wasn't here?
Yep.
Let's start there. Now we can talk. Guess what? I'm your parent. I'm not your friend. But after 18, I can be your friend by giving you the sound advice to say, guess what? What would you do if I wasn't here? That little WWJD, what would you do? What would Jesus do, or whatever, that little band that they used to have back in the day? What would you do on your own? Let's think it through. Let me show you what proper leadership and guidance is. It's conversation. Me giving you money ain't gonna help you.
Nope.
I got to show you how to make money, how to keep your money, how to make sure you don't do this and don't do that.
How to grow it, how to manage it, how to do all of those type of things. But no, you want to deal with emotions. See, a lot of these children now, and even adults, even older adults, our age, are just dealing with emotions. It didn't make me feel that way. I didn't feel this. It's life.
I'm not responsible for your feelings.
Exactly. It's life. Some things gonna hurt. Everybody ain't gonna like you. So good luck.
You know,
right.
I think you open that up with everybody isn't gonna like you. And especially when you get older, that's probably the other biggest struggle, because you realize that woman don't like me anymore. And now the kids don't like me. And so to be fair, I think there are a lot of guys, and I think it was even like Kevin Samuels used to point this out. There are some men, they'll do, I guess we got the opposite of son husband, we got the daughter wife. They'll start developing the daughter wife, especially maybe even after a divorce or a split, because it's like, I've got to now teach this little girl how to be a wife to me. So, you know, the daughter comes over, and now she's the one cooking for daddy. Now she's the one cleaning for daddy. And, you know, what kind of life is that going to be for her? Because he's kind of prepared her to be like, all right, your mom ain't around, so now I need you to do this stuff. And now what does she do? She runs into one of us at 50 years old, and she's like, well, my daddy used to do. Your daddy's still alive. You probably need to go be with him. You know what I mean? So, because my dad still, I mean, to me, I would even have a problem if I met a woman now at 50 and she's still getting money from her father. I would have
anybody.
Or anybody.
Yeah, not me. You ain't gonna get my money out.
Me and a brother was talking about that today. You meet a woman and you like, okay, so no shade on working at Walmart, as long as you got a gig, especially in today's day and age. So I ain't saying,
Yes, sir.
but let's just say if you making she like, man, this chick making $15 an hour. How's she driving a Land Rover? She live in a 3,000 square foot house, and she keep going to the Caribbean. Now, I know she meeting Dexter Hale down in the Caribbean, but how she can afford to do that on a $15?
Dude,
Somebody paying bills. So good point.
Ask no questions and tell me no lies.
Man, but think about this for a minute. How many us three, we can peep some of that stuff out real quick. How do other people not see that mess? Dude,
they don't want to see it. They don't want to see it. They don't want to.
But when you trying to get involved, I mean, come on, man. I met this chick that was like, I'm like, okay, look, we just meet. I'm a person. I don't like to. I'll meet you on. If I meet you on a website or whatever, one of these dating sites, okay, I'm gonna ask you for some pictures because I don't want to be catfish. I'm not sending you no pictures and this and. Wait a minute, why? Because I don't do that kind of stuff. Where are you right now? You on somebody's boat, butt naked, and you showing your ass to people you don't know right now. But somebody is trying to get to know you. You can't even send me just a casual picture. I'm like, make it make sense. Now, good luck. Don't fall off the boat.
Because my daddy taught me you don't be sending pictures like that to no strange men.
I ain't asking for no nudes. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure I see you differently on that website. Show me some pictures that's not filtered. That you got you by yourself. I don't want to see you hugged up with some dude. And I don't want to see your children.
Yeah. Or the cat.
Dude, how many freaking animals? I'm not an animal man, but good
Lord.
Oh
my God.
My animals sleep in my bed. Well, I won't.
Guess what? I am a hunter, so let your animals free.
You don't want no cat scratching at
you? Yeah, so I hunt. So just letting you know, and it's hunting season coming up.
Hunting season. There'll be a whole lot of chicks on dating apps with Halloween pictures up there too. You're gonna be going. You're like, why? I don't know what you look like.
I'm gonna touch on the Halloween.
That can be fun.
Yeah, because they like to be slutty as they can be on Halloween, baby.
That can be fun.
They gonna be all they can be, and I can't wait till tomorrow. It's gonna be a great weekend. I'm telling you that right now.
Oh, you know what? I need to turn off my lights because I don't like kids coming to my house asking for candy.
Oh, the kids gonna stay away from my house because all the screaming and stuff gonna be going on. They're gonna
Oh, that's mama. What mama at?
See the first segment.
She's getting the candy. She's getting the candy.
Mama rolled up trick or treat. I got that trick or treat for you.
How about a Snickers?
Right.
Reach your hand in this bucket.
That's it. But you know what? Not like that. But you know, I'm gonna bring it back around because we're going off.
That's Eddie's fault. That's Eddie's fault.
I do it every time. I'm the bad guy, doggone. I'm the bad guy.
He's like,
that's how he was raised. That's how he was raised.
Hey man, I wanted to crack so many jokes and I couldn't. I just kept quiet. Sometimes you gotta learn to shut up.
I'm gonna go back to my boy Rob, who's a social worker. Rob used to say, the worst days in social work are around holidays because family that hasn't seen each other in a while, they start acting stupid. Uncle that might have touched, so-and-so, that now she hadn't seen him all year or whatever. Now he's across the street at the dinner table and it's fireworks. Or, he said stuff was always jumping off. That leads me to say, when you mentioned Halloween, we got Thanksgiving, we got Christmas all coming up in the next few months. I think this is also hard on guys having custody and visitation because now we get into I want them to be over my house to take them trick-or-treating. Well, but that's the day that they're supposed to come over mine. But yeah, I got a special party that they go into and I want to take them. But I just want them to come, you taking the day in my weekend. And then we go into that at Thanksgiving. And then we get to who Christmas house gonna be at. Well, I want to have them Christmas Eve because I'll do my thing on there. Yeah, but I'm going with my new boyfriend. We're going out of town that weekend until New Year's. And that's when these exchanges, like what we just saw, they get pretty volatile. So Ed, I know you got the Halloween offering trick or treats. But what say you, even on that element of it, of even negotiating visitation, etc., around the holiday season, so they don't have bad incidents like that?
Communication, man. It's got to be communication. The holidays come up the same time every year. You know, so it's not like it's a surprise that's popping up. So you got to have that communication and those boundaries set where, like, look, this is what's going to happen this year. And it can't be the last minute. It's got to be already set up. You got to have that structure in place. But if you're going by dealing with somebody that doesn't have any structure, I'm sorry, but those are just some of the things you got to deal with. And you just got to bide your time to get your kids when they're not influenced by that garbage. Because if you do try to go get them to go take them trick or treating, as soon as they get back home, yeah, well, you know, I had this plan for you, and we could have went down there, and we would have had the Pirates of the Caribbean coming here to the party, and we would have had the whole Disney outlet here, you know, that type of stuff. So communication, you definitely have to communicate, and then you got to let your kids know, even at a young age, look, I wanted to come get you and do this with you, but your mother wanted you to do that. So you got to explain that to them, but you can't force. You can't force them, because if you don't have full custody of them, or they're not with you, even if you got joint custody, they're still not with you all the time, because you still got to work and pay that child support. So you're going to have somebody else watching them and all of that type of stuff. So you're really not with them 24/7 being that influence. It's the ones that be able to sit around the house and gossip on the line with their girlfriends and stuff like that and talk bad about you. Those are the ones that got the great influence over that young mind. So that's why I say that communication is definitely key, not only with the mama, but with the children too.
What about you, Derek? That was good.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, communication is absolutely essential here. One of the things I would suggest is, you know what? The sad thing is that we got to use the friend of the court, because that's all we got legally. Put it in writing. Every even year you do X, you get this holiday. Put it in writing. And to Eddie's point that we just saw, maybe it won't work out, but you got it. I'm always a major advocate about not speaking ill of anybody's parent or anybody's other significant other. I mean, their mother or father or whatever. Trust and believe your actions are going to automatically be seen by your children. They're going to know, meaning if it's a bad mother, they're going to see that. The kid, I don't need to help. To this day, my youngest son's 28 years old. I don't speak ill. Well, my mama said, son, I divorced your mama when you were 1 year old. You don't know nothing. Well, who told you that? Did I say that? Well, my mama. What have I said? My mama said, I act just like you. I haven't seen your mother in 20 years. How she know who I am? Come on now. This is her manipulation of you. You know, I said, but you got to think for yourself. Your mother, and all I can say is, I'm not going to speak ill about her, but I haven't seen your mother, been with your mama for over 20 years. Over 20 years. So how she know me? You know, but yeah, communication, give it to friend of the court, make that stuff happen. And if she don't, let the kids see your effort.
Yes.
And then they know you actually are there for them. Mama, he tried to come, but you wouldn't let him. I saw him. He showed up. And for me, I got my son a phone at a certain age. Now that's our communication. I don't have to deal with mama. She's got to she's the gatekeeper, but she doesn't have to stop my information, my communication with you. He was in the sports. Hey, you tell me what your schedule is and I'll be there. But if you don't tell me, that's your responsibility. You can't blame me for not being there. Well, you was on the website, but you my son and I gave you a phone for that purpose. Why would I check the website? And when I checked the website, it got changed and nobody was there at the event. Oh, they changed it. Well, if you had a relationship with the coach, well, they ain't my son. I don't need a relationship with the coach. My relationship's with you. So at a certain point, children also have to be expressed and told that they have a responsibility in order to maintain that relationship just as well. At a certain age, they have the ability to have influence on one way or the other and try to keep that. We've talked about this a lot of times. Maintain relationships with your children and communication, as Eddie pointed out, so that we all on the same page. You know I love you because I told you so, because I show up.
Yep.
Man, that's good, guys. And I'm going to just echo your sentiment, because our first thing I thought about was boundaries.
Right.
Sometimes those boundaries have to be established. And Derek, you took it even further. Going back, I know in the Midwest, Michigan is friend of the court. Arizona is just called, I think, family court.
Oh, okay. I thought it was actually friend of the court throughout. My bad. You
You
good?
don't have one. But so, guys, that's what he means when he's saying that. And that if these are the court orders, and we're going to wrap this up, but it's, we obviously going to be touching on this type of topic quite often. But this is why you need to have stuff nailed down. If you think, like, oh, I'm going to let her, she put divorce papers on you, and you think, oh, well, what does she say she wants? Oh, she said that she only wants me to see the kid once a week, or she only wants me to see the kid once a month, or she's gonna move out of state and I get summers and holidays with the kid. And you thinking, look, like I said, you may be at that point in your marriage where you frustrated. Maybe you frustrated. And so you just like, I don't care. But you may in the future. You may not now, but you may in a few years. And then when your kids don't know you and you realize they're not coming to see you that summer. And now you got a whole other bunch of issues wrangling. And then look, let's be honest, the court says all the time, visitation and child support are two different issues. But for us, we do see them much like a woman does with money and sex. It is a transaction that's taking place, whether you realize it or not. We do look at it as I'm paying, I don't know, $800 a month for a kid I don't even see. I'm paying $800 to support this child, and this child won't call me back. They say they are coming over. And so technically, yes, it's not the same, but we are going to view it the same because that's human nature. And so those boundaries of saying, this is what I want in my visitation time. If you're at that negotiation point, you better know what you want, what you can handle, and lock that in. And obviously that's what the dude must have done if the police were quote unquote on his side at the beginning of the video, at least, that they weren't just taking up for her. Number two, there, you said that structure. Structure. Yeah, you said that structure, because sometimes structure and boundaries together. Maybe, and y'all are the home guys, so forgive me if I butcher this analogy, but I'm thinking the boundaries is how I'm going to lay this fence, or I may even put that wall up. But how is this wall structured? Because if Deb do it not being a home improvement guy, it's like, man, we pushed that and went right through it. So it was a barrier. It was like a little plastic barrier fence that you see that was a boundary line. But sometimes people press that because the structure of that line, that woman and her cronies that showed up with her cackling hens that were just added even more confusion. They pushed right through that boundary that he was trying to establish. They pushed through because it didn't have a strong structure, and that's like we said, he ended up losing. He did have a strong structure. At least the brother was smart enough not to get up with the police.
I would say he didn't have structure nor boundaries in that situation, to be honest.
Oh, go ahead and break that down.
Yeah, I don't think because if he had boundaries, he wouldn't have been there. The police wouldn't have. He tried to through the courts, but the thing is, to your point of maybe structure. How did you plan on implementing that court order? You literally was dragging your children.
Yep.
That structure, to your point,
failed.
It failed miserably. How did you think that was gonna work? And the cop made him think about it. They didn't say any means necessary. Yep. They didn't tell you to physically drag them kids. Yep. So you got to wreck. And he realized that. He was like,
yep. What am I going
to do? You let your emotions get involved and let them take over instead of following the rules and the structure. When you get so emotionally involved in a situation that you throw your own rules and structure away and deal with that person on their level, you've already lost.
Yes,
you've already lost. You cannot deal with people on their own level.
Because that's their level. They're going to win all the time.
Every single time.
That's when he lost. Because I think the boundaries may have been, obviously he must have had some kind of parental time that he can say, I need this enforced. Good. Because a lot of men don't even do that.
Yeah.
But then the structure about that, because like we said, we don't even know what preceded that. I bet you they had some similar moments before that one even popped off. The audience wouldn't have been.
Everybody was too comfortable. Everybody was too comfortable in the turmoil. Everybody was too comfortable in that turmoil.
They probably did it at each other's house before. And that's why the kids are so amped up and everything. So it's
and they were involved in it too. They were involved in it too.
Used to it. Used to being involved in it.
So
used to it.
You my daughter, and you putting your hands on me several times, grabbing. you gonna catch some of these hands.
Yeah, right.
Boy. Well,
And
I
that's
didn't want to say that, but
but that's
Hey,
why I
you
was
put
going
your
to ask.
hands on me out of anger, we got another problem.
The,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
kid
What did
responsibility
Bill Cosby say? I brung you in this world.
is you. And every black parent dropped that phrase at one time.
Right.
But that responsibility, and I think, Derek, I think you hit on this. And like you said, that kid is now taking responsibility. I'm gonna fight my dad.
Right.
But a kid, especially when they that age, isn't it interesting? And I'm gonna call out mamas on this more than anything else, because mamas will be like, "Well, the kid don't want to go over there. The kid don't want to do such and such." Mamas will throw a whole lot of responsibility on that kid, but don't want daddy to put responsibilities on that kid.
Right.
Like, but he said or she said
Yes.
they don't want to go over. Well, then okay, but then like you said, who's going? That kid now has a responsibility to also build a relation. Well, you need to do that. You the father. Well, how do I win in this situation? And then
It's together.
it's together. And then the court actually gives the kid responsibility. Because I think the age, I know with my son, it might have been about 12 that he was. When the referee pulled him into that back room, I wasn't there and his mama wasn't
But
there.
they have an opinion. They don't make anything. So, to your point, one of the things in my house when I was raising the kids is like, the younger you are, this is not a democracy. You do what I tell you. You don't have choices. You don't have options. They're removed. Because I got 6 kids at the house, right? Oldest one, you get to pick what day you want to do your laundry, what day you want this, what time you want to go to bed. Everybody else gets what's left. The last one, you being told what you're doing 100%.
Yep.
100%.
That's
a done deal.
I don't understand these parents, typically the women. I hate to keep saying that, but what do you want for dinner, dear? How do you want this? Do you want no, you're gonna get what you got. If not, you're gonna be starving. I'm sorry. I'm not giving you these choices because you're too young. You only been on this earth for 5-6 years, and you think you get the right to make a decision. And I've been here for 50 plus. You out your mind.
Now I agree with you 1,000,000%. But check this out. You say this, and a woman made me a meal, and I said, I don't like that. Well, you gonna eat it.
Hold on.
Well, I'm an adult. I'm talking about a child. I'm talking about a child. I'm an adult.
She tried to use that, right? She was like, well, when I make a meal for my kids, they gonna eat it. Well, they have to. I got a car, and I know what McDonald's is. If you make something, well, I bought these chips. Well, they're not the ones I like. Well, I bought them. I won't be eating them. You wasted your money. I got choices. If I'm in this house, you do what I like. Just like if you're at my house, I do what you like. As adults, we have choices. If we want to have peace, you have to know where peace is for that individual. I don't give a damn about my kids in my house when I'm regulating stuff.
Hey, that's what I do. I got a perfect example. I like lobster and shrimp and things of that nature. Oh, well, the kids like lobster and steak too. Well, they won't be getting none here. The kids got some lobster and steak money. Did they work to get this money to get this lobster and steak? Oh, well, they like it. They're gonna like a pizza too.
For real,
ready time. They like doing it. I don't care. They're not gonna get it here. This is what I eat.
Let me relate this one on the dating tip too, because it actually fits. Derek, I'm glad both of y'all said this, because here, married guys, let me introduce you to what's going to happen in the dating world. Tell me if this has happened to y'all or how often it happens. See, when you marry with your wife realizes, hey, we go out to dinner, whatever it costs, it comes out of the family pot. Therefore, your wife tends to order food that she's going to finish. And if she doesn't, she gets a container, she takes it home because she's thinking, well, this might be less food I got to cook for the next couple of days. Let me keep this. But when you get back out here in the dating world, talk about choices on what they want to eat, I'll be like, chick, why you even order that if you ain't even going to finish the rest of the stinking plate? And you like, and I almost want to go into daddy mode. But again, adults make choices because it's like, you find a lot of women, and it's the old adage, what do they say? A woman orders a salad on the first date because she don't want to really, so you just see how much she, sometimes you can judge.
Where that at?
See, right?
Yeah, not no more. That fell off.
Like you said, she gonna try to get some food to take home to her kids.
Exactly.
Grandkids at our age.
And her grandma, and her auntie.
And her aunties. It is funny in the dating world now. A lot of women will go out. They ain't thinking, they don't have no problem. You ordering some food and you paying for it, and she's like, nah, I want to eat the rest of this. And you just looking like,
why did you order?
taking at home, right? No,
Mhm.
I just didn't like it. And then she got the nerve to say something about you not eating her chips. I'm what?
Or this one. Ooh, I never had that before. Let me try
And
this.
you won't.
Yeah,
Right.
no, you ain't gonna try that. I want the stuffed crab lobster with the Asian spice and not today. Not today.
Hey, look, I got full disclosure. I'm not a foodie. I don't do restaurants. I don't do this and I don't do that. I don't go to the bar because I got alcohol at home. So
Yeah.
I appreciate a woman that can cook. I'll help
Mhm.
you at your house with some maintenance if necessary. But that food thing, that restaurant thing, I just don't get down with it. I eat because I need to, not because I want to. I don't do lobsters and all. I don't even like the smell of it.
Yes,
I
yes.
do some fish, but
Well,
not
I'm
lobster.
a
Crab.
foodie. I'm a foodie, and I go to restaurants for me. And usually, I go and order the same thing because I like that same thing at that particular restaurant. Now,
That's being
I'm open to a woman ordering something, and oh, you want to try something new from the menu, but when you get no, I don't like it. But that was a $50 entree. What are you doing?
Why'd you order that then? You weren't going to eat.
Exactly. Then, oh, let me taste yours. Yours looked like it was good. I told you to order that in the first place. You don't go to a damn steak place and order chicken.
I might.
Yeah. I'm with Derek on there. I just went
Oh,
to
you
Red
got to
Lobster
get the
with my girl.
specialty.
I went to Red Lobster and got a burger. So
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh man, I
Yeah,
got to teach
I'm
you guys food
yeah,
etiquette, man.
what he said. What he said.
Hey,
we ain't foodies.
this is what I worry about when I go to a restaurant and order something that's not their specialty. Not many people come in that restaurant ordering that. So how long that's been sitting back there in that
True.
kitchen?
Good point.
What's
I
your point?
just fight it there.
What's your point?
I mean, yeah, taste because we ain't foodies. So as long as I didn't get sick, I
Look,
will
you
say,
can't mess up a burger.
I will
Hey,
say,
knowing Devin, you can't mess up a peanut butter jelly sandwich or a good grilled cheese.
facts. There it is. There
That's
it is.
because Devin will live off of that. I'm telling
You
you
ain't
right
lying.
now.
I had one yesterday.
Hey, I ain't mad at him.
Well, it's what I gotta say, Red Lobster, y'all were slipping. You can sponsor the show if you want to. I'm more than open to that.
I don't think they open anymore.
They are.
Hey, Red Lobster is open. They're coming back.
Yeah, we just had a.
So is Chi-Chi's.
I was just there last week, and I did get cheesecake for dessert. They brought that cheesecake out, man. It, like you said, it must have been sitting in the deep freezer because they brought it out, and I'm like hitting it. It was sounding like this, and I'm like, "Can y'all at least have thawed the cheesecake out?"
Wow.
You know? So
Hey,
it's
get with a former fat dude, and I'll tell you where to go to get the good stuff and what to order.
Jay Alexander's cheesecake. Oh man, yeah, y'all can sponsor the show too, because I'll probably.
Yeah, Jay Alexander's, please give us some sponsorship because I'm going to geek out on your house salad. The house salad is out cold.
You never been to Jay Alexander's?
Olive Garden got some nice salad too. It's a season.
Oh, Derek, man, come on, Derek. Come on, man, come on.
But I don't think they're around either.
We're gonna do an extended show because we did talk about chicks paying for dates and stuff and wanting to go out to eat. So I'm
where they at?
We got to have the breakdown now of where you need to go over 50. You can, for you guys that are food, Eddie's gonna break it down on how you can spend
McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, Taco Bell.
Oh, my stomach bubbling.
That's all right. You need a cleansing anyway.
That's right. Derek can give you the breakdown on how to date, but do it on a coupon budget.
Oh, I don't use coupons, but I do it on a budget. Yeah.
Well, now they got it on the apps, right? It's like, hold on, let me scan.
I'm going to show you guys how to make the most budget gourmet meal out the freezer section of your grocery stores.
Wait, I just said I'm not a foodie, right? That means I don't cook either.
Oh no, this is not cooking. This is basically warming up. What
That's
I'm
cooking to me and Derek, though.
Oh my God.
Bro.
I cooked that Swanson's, you know.
hey, you know what I say? You know what? My favorite meal to cook is McDonald's.
Well, I want McDonald's cheeseburgers.
Wow. Hey, they got them good. When you buy a double cheeseburger, you get one for $1.
Oh.
Just
so we got
saying.
the mix. We got Derek right here with it. I'm right here with it, and Eddie right here with it. So y'all need
Yeah,
to
because that bread, you can take the bread off of that burger and set it on your counter for about 3 months. It's gonna look identically the same.
Yep.
And I can eat it.
It's like my head hurt.
Oh man, he
They're
almost
like,
made me put my glasses off. He almost made me put my glasses off for that one.
All right, y'all. Let's close on this. I won't leave my man hanging in case he's watching. Let's close on this. We done really went off in a good direction, though. What, Eddie? We'll start with you. What should the guy have done in that situation?
Calm down. Took emotions out of it. That's the first step. Step away and breathe. When you see situations out of control, you cannot go into that out of control situation in a hyped up mental state like that. Emotional. You have to be calm and reasonable, quiet, silent, and move with persistence.
Good stuff. How about you, Derek?
The thing was, he was not willing to lose. And then he forced himself to lose. One of the things he should have done, he had the police that he literally should have had the court order and given it to the oldest daughter, and says, the court says I can get to pick you up. I want you to come with me. Can you come with me? If she said nope, you keep them papers and understand I'll be back. The next time that says I can come back, which is next week, I'm coming to get you. And I'll come back every week and be willing to because that first one is going to be like this, like it was. He got to realize that's not what you want in front of your children. You got to show, because the mother's already showing it. You got to, like we talked about, how can you communicate when somebody's yelling? You go lower. So he had to come lower below her to show a different way to present that same information. He did it wrong. He forced it. You can't force that. I'm going to make you love me.
Irrational person.
Yeah. Yeah.
You took mine, so I'm going to just expound on that, because the thought that came to mind is, guys, if you're in that situation, you have to be willing to be the villain in somebody else's story. And that was liberating for me to understand that concept in marriage, because, I was going to be a good Christian guy. But you're going to realize there are some situations there you aren't going to be the good guy no matter what. So at that point, what was it back when Hulk Hogan joined NWO and he finally became the bad guy? Wrestling realized that. And here's what's bad. In wrestling, they realize the villain is actually the one that people always remember forever. But it's the good guy that has all the parameters and stipulations. So the villain, I think my man should have been willing to be the villain. And what that means is not being the villain as we talk, getting all emotional and I'm going to make you. The villain means that I know right now my daughter isn't going to understand, or my daughters aren't going to understand. But like you said, Derek, here are these court orders. Daddy loves you. I'll see you next week. But I'm not going through this. This isn't good for you, not good for me. And I know that's how, like you said, that's how your daddy is. He always running. Because if he would have walked away, I bet you she would have turned it up even more to get and make sure she's waiting for him next time. You called the police out there, blah, blah, blah. Be willing. I'm not going to play that emotional game, because as the guy said, you will not win. And guys, put it in the comment section. Let me know if you ever did that emotional thing. Tell me how it worked out for you. I got a feeling we're not going to have very many victorious success stories.
And everybody is not going to like you.
Yes.
And like you said before, that's not your goal.
Yep. That's true. Those are true boundaries in your own life. As I told my sons, I told all my kids this actually. But with my divorce, I simply said this: you're going to respect me as a man.
Yes, sir.
I'm cleaning it up for what I did say to him for the YouTube algorithm censors. But I basically said, you are not going to view me as a man that's a puss for your mama. It ain't going to happen. I would rather you be mad at me, seeing me as a man that's like, I'm out, I'm done. I am not going to put up with such and such in my life. And you feel whatever way you going to feel about it. But you ain't going to be, because I know my sons especially. I guess I'll say my daughters based on my other video of the relationship with dad. But I knew my sons especially. I never wanted them to look at their father when they start going through some stuff in life and be like, I'm going to just have the patience of Job like my dad did. My dad didn't do such or such. So what, if anything, I want you to see that your dad got some balls on him. And he is willing to be the villain. Because at the end of the day, hey, let's be honest, y'all ain't gonna come see me in my nursing home anyway, especially if your wife don't like me and don't have time for me. So, you know, there's gonna be some hopefully hot little nurse changing my diaper. And you know, because you think about those grandiose days, they probably ain't gonna happen. We only got one life. You gotta look out for yourself. So, young man or your gentleman, if you ever see this video, we ain't hating on you. I hope your situation worked out well, and I hope you learned something from that. And I'm sure it's gonna be a long time before you restore with your kids. I'll end it with this statement. I learned with my son, going through that with my oldest son, I could be right or I could be righteous. And I was oftentimes trying to prove I'm right because I got this court orders. I got it right here. I'm right about this. But the righteous move would have been like, hey, let this go. Because that's looking at the end goal, which is hey, ass still here in the end, but I don't have to be right about it. So, gentlemen, thank y'all as always for just all that good wisdom that y'all brothers put down. Thank you. Any
Yes,
parting
indeed.
words?
Thanks for having us. Say again?
Derek, you start with it. Just any parting words before we go?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? As a parent, it is the most thankless job you will ever have in your life.
Yes, sir.
Don't expect your children or anybody to say congratulations, good job on any aspect of being a parent. And don't be afraid to be a parent. Be more afraid to be their friend, especially when you're raising them to being an adult. After 18, you can be their friend. Before that, you got a job to do, and that's being a parent.
Yes.
Good, man. How about you, Eddie?
Well, I just want to say that everyone has to know themselves and calm down. You cannot win being irate. That's never going to solve any situation. It's never going to de-escalate any situations. They're going to make it worse by being out of control. And if you're perceived being out of control by your kids or anybody, that's going to be your label. You're one of those people that's out of control. And you're going to feed into that. So don't feed into that. Be calm. Be easy.
All right. Thank y'all, gentlemen. My parting words, I'm going to go back to the first segment. Your mama did it. That's all I got to say. I'm sorry to bust your bubble, but your mama did it. And I guess it does fit into that second segment as well. Those kids are looking at what are you doing to me and how did you treat my mama? That man has a total different relationship with that woman than those kids see. And he's going to view that mama being completely different because that's maybe his ex-wife or whatever. He knows how low down, dirty, and shady she could be. The kids aren't seeing that.
And we know it too.
Right?
Yeah. Shenanigans.
Right. So with that, I'll just close with these remarks. One of the things I'm going to be doing, I know usually I will talk about fitness and stuff, but more on this as we go along, but I'm going to be splitting. So for you guys that are still doing the fitness and you love some of the fitness content, I'm going to have a channel just for you, but we're going to be focusing more on Iron Father on just this type of stuff. Because again, I know us guys, it's hard. Someone made a great point to me. The problem we have out there is men over 50 don't want to be real men, and men under 50, we'll just say a lot of the younger guys, don't know how to be real men anymore. And so that's what we're trying to do here with you. Get in touch with me. I'll leave the contact info down in the description. And again, hey, anything I'm coaching you guys on, you see the guys, I'm bringing the counsel here with you. So, because I learned from these brothers. And so anything that I'm going to help you with, this is where I'm getting my wisdom and knowledge from as well. And based on my life experience. And just the three of us, we got a lot of life experience.
Oh,
and I
for
even
sure.
throw some of the great stories from my other boys. So not in this alone. Don't be in this alone. Before you get frustrated, reach out to me. JoinIronFather@gmail is where you can find me. If you just want to start with an email, maybe sharing your story, leave some comments down below. Let us know your experience, whether it was maybe finding out some stuff your mama did, or whether it was even, Ed, I could crack a joke there, but you better.
I want to crack so many jokes. I just stopped. I edited myself, buddy. Ooh,
He can't even sit still over there.
Oh my goodness, I'm bubbling.
Ed been cleaning it up. We've been doing these round tables because there's so many times we could have took some jabs at each other.
Oh my goodness, I want to. Oh my goodness, bring up pictures, all kinds of anyway.
That'd be wrong. And so, and on the other end, you guys that may be struggling, even with custody, with visitation, if you just even want to talk and share your story, put down below or whatever you're going through, is you're trying to wonder what should I ask for with visitation, because as Derek said, a lot depends on the age of your child. Feel free to reach out. I'll be more than happy to go ahead and give you whatever wisdom I have on that, because we've all been there and we understand. So please like, subscribe, as always, share the video to some other brothers that may be able to benefit, and we will see y'all on the next video. Peace.